wife full of complaints. She'd holler from the kitchen every morning without restraint. She'd nag about the dishes, nag about the dirt, nag about his boots that left a trail across her skirt. The only peace that Frank could find to save his weary soul was out behind the tractor where the nagging couldn't roll. Nag, 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 from dawn to setting sun. Nag, 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 she'd never let it done. If Frank had one wish, one prayer to the above, it'd be 5 minutes quiet and a break from all the love. One day Frank was plowing, enjoying the sweet peace, when his wife came marching across the field. She'd never give him ease. She brought his lunch, she brought his pain. She sat right down and started again. She nagged about the weather, nagged about the crop, nagged about the way he chewed and wouldn't never stop. Nag, 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 from dawn to setting sun. Nag, 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 she'd never let it done. If Frank had one wish, one prayer to the above, it'd be 5 minutes quiet and a break from all the love. Then the old great donkey, standing quietly nearby, kicked his hind legs up so high they caught her in the eye. Well, she went down like a sack of grain. She never made a peep, and Frank just sat there chewing. Finally get some sleep. At the funeral, the women came to offer their sympathy. They told Frank how lovely that his wife had come to be. How pretty was her dress, how lovely was her hair. Frank nodded up and down, he hadn't a single care. But the men, they came up one by one, they leaned in close and low. They whispered something in his ear that made his head shake. No, the priest was watching closely and he couldn't understand why up and down for women but side to side for man. The priest said, Frank, now tell me true, what did the women say? He said, they told me how she looked. I nodded all the way. The priest said, and the men, dear Frank, what did they ask of thee? Frank smiled and said, well, Father, they all asked, is that donkey for sale? If that donkey ain't for sale, my jokes definitely are. Subscribe to Laughaholics for your daily dose of laughs. Catch you next time, you beautiful Laughaholics.